in the void of space tonight. Let's have a little look.
Hello. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing today? Out there on the YouTubes and the Twitch verse. Let's do some shout outs. Who we have in the chat? Sounds a bit weird today. 1 2 1 2. Sorry, just not. I think just on my end, like my headphones are a bit quiet, but it's okay. Northway, Jimble, Kevin, Alexander, Ibims, Northway, Oki Stick, Caliph, Robert, Kevin, Paul, Jimble, Antiform, North, Gerard, Alex, No Name, Peter, Victor, Seth, Hadel, S King, Watch, Akos. We got Lollipop, we got Red Sea Frog, Duke, Sierra, Evenstar, Neven, Rivion, Just Random, Commander Shepherd, Griff, Sir Crazy Duckling, Saxon, and more in the chats today. It is good to see everybody. A bit late starting today because I had some connection issues. There was some hiccups in my internet, so I was just kind of waiting for those to pass before starting the stream up. But we should be good now. Should be okay. It's also a bit of a bit mad here because I'm off on a trip tomorrow, so just trying to lots of things to handle today. But we're here and we're here for some good time with the community. Just kind of, as always, some Q&A, a bit of showcase. Nothing too crazy today, but I am getting closer. I wanted to launch this competition that I talked about last week, but I was still kind of tweaking the base version of that, like kind of super cruiser, like what to do with it, you know, battle cruiser that I wanted to do a contest for. So I will make sure that is ready for next week's next week's stream. Let's have a look here. Super duper. Hello to Germany. Yeah, where are you guys watching from today? Let me know. Let's see how just how diverse the chat is today. Guten Tag, yes. Wie geht es dir heute Abend? Mexico, US of A, New York City, Poland, United States, another Mexico, Norway, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Ireland. Oh, hello, hold on. I'm having something's wrong with my internet. Like it's taking a second here to it's like buffering the videos. But I think this is something unrelated because the stream is stable. So I don't know what's going on. Just should be good here. Okay. Wow, so many places out there in the world. It's always good to see. So let me just bring up what I'm talking about here, because the guys are actually, we're going to get a server up. Yes. The music was perfectly timed there. So I've actually been going back, because I've been trying to figure out which version of this ship I'm going to post for the community to have their best crack at modernizing it and actually finishing it. Just coming in here. For example, this is an older version which has no turrets on and some weapons on the side, and also at the back the engines are kind of just like this. So this was built in 2016 and hasn't really been updated since much. It was updated a bit, as this is some of the later versions. We had some survival repairing turrets here. We were trying to do some battles, I think, at some point, and we added these kind of thruster protectors on the side, which I kind of liked in the end because it kind of gives it a bit more shape, whereas this is very streamlined. This having that kind of thing stick out, it kind of was interesting. This version also has a mass drive in it, because this is so heavy. And one of the problems that I see with this grid potentially is that it's pretty much all heavy armor. It's like there's not much lighter armor in it, so it's getting the thrust was a problem, which I think is why a friend, when we were just messing around with it, installed a mass drive. So that was it. The thing is, though, some of them have, like, the original had this thing where you'd come into the back, you'd be able to fly into the back and then come up and come into the hangar area here, or you could take like a right or a left and go into the launch tubes and then shoot out, you know. So that was the kind of idea behind this. And within the hangar as well, they have these kind of access for the, and again, super basic blocks. Like, we really had so little options back then. So we didn't even have 2x1 blocks. So I'm really curious that as I'm never able to finish it, if we do this kind of like semi-casual, semi-official contest here with this, I'm really curious. You can change the look of it a bit as well. It doesn't have to be exactly, but I'm really curious to see if people, and I don't know how many people will be interested, but I know for sure people have been asking about this ship for so many years. So yeah, next week we'll release it, and you guys who are down to it, up to a new design challenge, can go to town with it and really show me what you can do. Hydrogen fusion engine for vanilla gameplay, that would help. Probably, yeah. I can imagine. Like, I would probably make it all vanilla, make it sure it's a vanilla build. But I'm sure with mods, you could really make it quite a bit more functional. So we can start off today. That was just a kind of a little bit of you know, what I was kind of readying here. I want to make sure that I have like the best base version to go off of, right? And I was trying to tidy up some things before I post it. It doesn't really matter, because if you do mess around with this, you might even rip out some of the internals anyway. But do you guys have any questions today? I'm sure you do. You always do. But some good questions that I can cover today here. Anything to do with SE. And I'll try my best to answer them. And then we're going to jump on a server in a second and do some showcase. So no mod showcase today, but as we talked about last week, there's some really exciting mods being developed right now. You know, we were looking at this, you know, this orbital mod. So this needs like for sure a full-blown showcase, I think. Let's have a look. Good. It's an iconic ship. Yeah, it's like this iconic ship that you can never that everyone's been it's been in so many of the official SE trailers. But normally in the background, you know, it was docking in the release trailer, it was in the pressurization trailer. I can't remember where else it's been. Because the thing is, as soon as you get up close, you realize that it's not that detailed. It's a very 2016 build, you know. Very basic. So yeah, and the underside definitely needs, I think, even more love. It's very liney. Still, when it's coming towards you, I would probably remove this window now. You know, it's like, it's funny because you have like all this heavy armor everywhere on it, pretty much. I mean, this center hull where like you'd have the CIC and stuff, it's got like 3 or 4 layers of heavy armor, I think. But I don't know about that, maybe 2, but still quite a fair bit. And at the very front here, you have like this lovely panoramic window that in theory would be cool, you know, on the bridge here. And back then we only had this. These are the only control panels we had, you know. So many decorative blocks now you can make, and it's not even just the blocks, it's the skins. Skins weren't a thing, and there's just so much you could do now to make this interior feel cozy. That's what I'm saying. It's a very blank canvas. It's only kind of modeled out, if you see what I mean. Just it's had something shaped out here. It's got the top corridor, and there's some side rooms here and stuff with stuff like that. At the back here, yeah, this is a newer version because this was all being blocked out. This is all work in progress. Then you have the kind of nacelles, which have a load of gyroscopes in. But it is very, very blank. That was the thing. So it was never used in a trailer in like a greater way or some internal shots. It was always just like a prop, if you know what I mean, because it really looked cool from the outside, or at least I thought so. But never had much detail to it. So, are skins ever going to be available offline? That's a good question, Todd. And what platform are you on, out of interest? I assume Steam. And how often do you have this issue where you're offline and you're trying to play Space Engineers? I'm curious. Yeah, no teasers today, Paul. I said I was going to do that. So you guys, if you're waiting for like a secret video or GIF or something, there won't be any teasers today. So I got that cleared. Hold on. There should be a different version, XS optimized than old gen. Genshar, the builds are pretty similar across all platforms. The main thing is the PCU limitations on Xbox, and the Xbox Series X and Series S, to the last time I checked, have a higher PCU count, which I believe. Oh no, not just that, higher PCU count. And also have higher graphics settings, like the base Xbox, the original Xbox One, is on like the equivalent of PC settings is like low to medium settings of PC, right? And it's all kind of tweaked. Like the Xbox One X, that's right, I think has like higher, like more medium settings, but the Xbox Series X has like, I think, mostly high, maybe all high settings. You see what I mean? So they actually the different consoles do have they do have kind of scaled graphics and PCU limitations. You know. Let's have a look there. Will we be getting a longer range weapon system, and could we add laser guided system blocks? So Andrew, I'd say that for now, we are not looking at combat so much, like short term, because obviously we just had 2 updates. And of course, there's many more types of weapons and weapon mechanics that we could add to the game. But we feel that other areas of the game need more love, if you see what I mean. Like the new weapon stuff and the custom turret controller gave a bunch of new things, that the targeting, which was never, you know, possible before, but there are other areas of the game that players are really requesting, I'd say more so. So it's not to rule out in the future, but I will say that regarding weapons of all kinds, I would say that that's not something that we are focusing on at the moment, because of just like having some updates to those, like that area of the game already. You know, AI is one of the areas that we are more actively looking into, as I've kind of hinted at. Let's see, questions. Yeah, if you just put the question in brackets or just question in caps at the start, it helps me spot out. Hiring any 3D artists? Sylvie, I believe so. We always are looking for talent, and actually, I found out last night that one of the members of the community who has been watching my streams for these streams and also my streams on my channel, has been watching them for years. And I just found out yesterday that they are now working at Keen. It's funny. There's at least there's definitely a good number of people who have joined the team from the community, and it's always great to see, because they obviously bring a lot of say like natural passion, because they're big fans of it. So they have some. What's those eyes about? Climb, are you next? Do I miss something, Climb? I see eyes. I'm now curious if there's someone else, because I didn't realize, you know. Apparently I knew about Carmack joining Keen, but I didn't know about. I missed one of them. So, well, it was the same with me. I wasn't like a programmer, but I also was a super hardcore fan. And yeah, here I am, 7 years later. Yeah, I'm coming up to 7 years at Keen. It's actually, it's just 7 years at Keen, and then like next year will be 10 years since the game released. Incredible, absolutely incredible, really. Question: will we get more handheld weapons? Yeah. So, as Sir KY says, again, all weapon questions will get the same answer for now. I would love to see more weapons, both handheld, you know, character weapons, and also ship weapons. There's still lots of things, you know, missiles, you know, heat-seeking, you know, lock-on missiles and stuff. There's so many things that could be still to come, right? Could still be added. But I'll just say that we have got a long kind of wish list or things we want to add. And I would say that there are more weapon-based features on there, but more weapons is not a priority for us right now. So that hopefully that kind of answers that. Any chance of an economy overhaul update? Asked Cave Badger. So, survival and encounters and that side of the game, kind of end game stuff, is another area that we are looking into. We mentioned it a while back, so it's too early to say anything on it now, because also we're looking at AI. But I kind of put economy into survival as well, and I think there are definite areas of that whole experience that we want to improve. Question: have you guys thought about making it more survival based, like having to drink water? Okay, so Gabwin, I would be open. The main thing is that I would like to see food and drinking in the game, but I think I would be against it being an essential thing. Like it would only be like a bonus thing, if you see what I mean, because I don't think it's for everyone. And you know when you're playing those survival games and you have to drink every like 10 minutes and stuff. So I would like there to be like farming and these I forgot the word for it again. These like long plant tubes growing stuff. I can't believe it. I literally said last week and you guys told me the name of it and I forgot the name again. I can't believe it. I'm waiting. Maybe I'll remember it quicker. Hydroponics, yes. Thank you. Once a week, hydroponics. So I would love to have that. Mainly as like an aesthetic thing, just like having these kind of biospheres and hydroponic chambers and stuff would be super cool to have that in your ship. And maybe it could, you know, produce oxygen, and you could have some kind of food processor or something, and it would give you like a speed buff or I don't know what else, your inventory, you know what I mean, like something like this where it could be an additional bonus to having that, but where you don't need it to like survive. Maybe it could be an option. Maybe that if we did something like that, it could be something like, you know, standard food thing, like no food, which is probably pointless because it would just be an optional thing. Or you could have like not a realistic mode, but somewhere where you would have to eat and drink, you know. But I feel like for the base game, I feel like it would be better to not have it like you will die in 5 minutes for not drinking, you know. Because it just takes away from the where SE it's still always been about what you build, and obviously survival is a big part, and being immersed in that is actually can be massive to your experience. But it's I I feel like we've had this discussion before, and I feel like a lot of you guys agreed with this point. Like Valheim's, yeah, possibly. Like, I'm not sure, like how exact, like the full implementation, how it could look, but there was a question about it, and while I can't confirm or deny anything about that, I just, from my point of view, that I would like to have that, and I think it's something, again, in a expanded survival environment could be really cool, even if it's not important, but even for like later game thing where you're having these areas, you know. There's lots of questions, actually. I'm overrun with questions. Question from Andrew. Will there be any updates to AI NPCs? More hostile friendly? So yes, about AI is... I can't say too much about what that form may be yet, but AI as an area of the game, we are actively, you know, looking into, and the team... researching all kinds of things to do with that, and shouldn't be. We should definitely have some more things to say officially about some of the what's kind of coming next. But yeah, AI is a big area for us. Jump drive overhaul, asks Wingmaster. What? I would say there aren't any plans for it. And what would you like to see with that, Wingmaster? Off the top of my head, I would imagine like being on a grid would be enough to... You wouldn't have to sit down in a chair to be jump drive. If you were just in a grid or on a grid, you would be able to travel. So I know people want small grid jump drives. Maybe using the O2 plant tubes. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. It could all be linked up, Drago. Let me switch to... That's some YouTube questions. Let me see what questions there are in the Twitch chat. Are small grid similar refineries in the pipeline? Oh, that's such a direct question. I would say... How do I... It's not something that we're working on at the moment. I think there's still this massive desire from the community to have more on small grid, and of course we can do that. There are new small grid blocks coming, but as for, I mean, this stuff like this is still is kind of going in the direction of like converting small grids into really things that you can like fully live out of, you see what I mean, or survive out of and build out of, because obviously the survival kit can only take you so far, right? Will we ever be able to craft med kits and power kits? That's a good question. I mean, it's always been one of those things that, yeah, you can only get from economy stations. But it's interesting. I feel like that would come in if there was like an update with like food and resource and stuff like that. Like maybe you could, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think the idea is that it's... I'm trying to think of a good answer to that. I would say potentially, Ghost. They were always meant to be one of those things that encouraged you to go to one of these specialist things that you would mean you would visit economy stations. So still adding, and I still feel like it can be good to have some other things that are super rare, and maybe you can find them in the world, but you're very unlikely to. So you're better to go trade them somewhere. You see what I mean? What's your personal favorite feature in the game? Asks Elite. Let me think. Feature area. It's really hard. It's a really hard question. Can I say the community is a feature of the game? Yes, Pablo, this blueprint, yeah, I was talking at the start, like, I've been preparing it to post it. There's some different versions here. This is the oldest version I could find, and it has very few weapons on top of the hull and stuff. This is the oldest version, and then these are the chunkier, the later versions. So it'll probably be a hybrid because some of this stuff, I don't know, some of it had changes from the original that I miss. Like, for example, like, hold on, the original had this thing where you come in and you could have like, you could go either way into the launch tube or whatever. And I think the newer versions like had that removed. I can't remember why. Maybe we were prepping it for battle. So I'm currently trying to work on like getting like a hybrid version of this before we do this kind of release contest thing. How you doing, Grumpy? Welcome. Others joining us today. It's good to see you. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. Actually, the medical station should let you craft med kits. Major Tom. The question would be is, what would be the input, right? What would you input into medical rooms to get? I mean, currently we don't have anything. I mean, they could magically produce it, I guess. Maybe it takes a certain amount of... I don't know. Maybe it's just a... You know what I mean? A lots of silver. Oh yeah, we'll jump on the server now. So this was just a backdrop, but we're going to jump on the server now and do some showcase here. You guys can always jump in and provide some nice background creations. Okay. Oh, it's a new... Oh, it's a new... Okay. Yeah, you said. Are you thinking of more music, i.e. Sounds of Space Engineers? So, Felix, do you mean like another competition? Man, I loved the Sounds of Space Engineers competition. Heck, let's put those tracks on right now. So good. So good. I think it was... I honestly think it was like my favorite competition. Where is it here? Hold on. Because we just got so much diverse music from so much... There we go. And the first track is an absolute banger. Absolute banger. I actually want to use this in a trailer at some point. So stay tuned. But my YouTube is lagging out like... Okay, let's see. Here we go. Hey, Dan. Questions. Duck says, are there plans of having random planets far away that spawn like asteroids? Ooh. No, there weren't any plans for it, but I think the point there, that's kind of cool. Look at this. Wait, I'll get back to that in a second. Just, that's okay. Yeah, I'll finish it. You know, where you could just keep flying and there'd be infinite asteroids, infinite planets. I think it would come down to a performance issue potentially. You know. I think it is possible. I reckon... Yeah, I mean, Patronix's question is similar. There might even be a mod for it. I don't know. But I think if that was to be the case, you'd want to have more planets, you know? More like, imagine if we had 20 different planets even. It's not infinite, still a finite number, but still 20 planets. And maybe the star system, maybe it wouldn't be like infinite. You'd have one of each planet, but their location would be randomized. So maybe there'd be some kind of minimums, but it means that both the location and their distance between each other would be randomized. So whenever you click star system, every single star system would actually be unique. You you see what I mean, or the gameplay. Like, oh, this time Mars is like, you know, 10,000, something like this, you know. Have a good night, Akos. Welcome to Showcase. Wow, look at this. We got a new Showcase server. Was this you, Klein? I like the big. We have a big flat, no weld platform here, which is good for showing off the smaller builds. You know what we might have to start doing though, Klein? We might have to start having limits on these servers, because it's super fun getting 64 people on these servers like last week. But when 64 people are all pacing their builds, it just gets a little out of hand. So I think we might have to kind of do a bit of first come first serve of it. We'll see how it gets on though for today. That's a cool looking. Look at that. That is awesome. Look at this little. It's super small, super cute. But that is. If I do control, hold on. That copies the whole. Wait, yeah. I like that a lot. Not too hard to make. Drop it down. And if you come in here, it is latched on actually. Is it one of them latched on? Oh, that's something else. Okay, hold on. I guess I thought it'd be automatic, but turret locks, yeah, lock. So now we're locked. Actually, I see why, because now you get the weird zoom out thing. But still, yeah, look at that. Okay. Oh, my YouTube is. Okay, let's see. Hasn't got a super high thing here, but it's just. Yeah, I love this. I love this. It's just such a cool looking thing. That's it. That thing wouldn't have been possible in vanilla before. Well, actually, hold on. It kind of would have, but not in the same way. Not in the easy way. Hey, what are you doing, Canna? There's more questions coming in. Just hold the questions for a second here. We're going to do a little bit of showcase. Hello, what have I? And then we're going to change my. Better. A bit too close up. Actually, I tell you what though, so far, Climb, performance seems better. Touch wood. You said it's a new server, so I don't know if you've got some new server specs or something. But it legit seems better so far. Yeah, the server's called Battle Server actually. This might be one of the Starcore servers. Because I remember last week we were having some problems. SimSpeed's 1.0 right now, I assume. It feels normal. So far it's okay. So what is this big tower over here? Is it an elevator or is it just a... Access denied. I'm not allowed in. No, it's just a cool tower here. Both... energy production and a big satellite on top, a big antenna. Yeah, for sure, Rogue. The community every time, every show. I tell you what, I've never done a showcase and not been amazed. I have done thousands of showcases, both from the Keen streams and on my own streams, and they never disappoint. You know, sometimes you get more epic stuff, but there's always some epic stuff, if you see what I mean. And that's interesting. That's kind of cool. They've got like one of the new small grid neon tubes. And it's kind of, it doesn't really do anything, right? It doesn't even give off that much light, but it just kind of looks cool. Like some kind of, yeah, antenna or something. I'm going to head out, folks. Figured I'd see what's up. Xanthium, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate you stopping by. 1 second. Getting a bit of hay fever at the moment. It's annoying. Arvanaut, welcome. Oh, look at that miner. That's super nice. A really smooth motion, and actually looks very. Strong as well. You know. Whose is this? The Queen Alice Alsatse? Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of neglect for joystick people. Rumi, you're asking the question, weren't you, about will there be joystick support? And I have answered this before, but you might not have heard the answer. But the main thing is, it would be such a great thing for SE. You know, it can make it into more of a space sim, especially when you're flying. And if you could have, you know, HOTAS, HOSAS, you know, and the other variants. So it's one of those things that I hope we'll get to still. I wouldn't like rule it out. So I do appreciate that the joystick support is lackluster, you know, outside of the Xbox controller support. You know, there's HOTAS, which is hands on throttle and stick, and there's also more. There's like HOSAS, which is hands on stick and stick, and there's also some other ones. I don't know. I can't imagine hands on. I can't imagine HOTAT, but there's another one as well. Is it M as well? Hands on HOTAM, which is like hands on throttle and mouse, and then there's hands on mouse and stick. HOSAT. I don't know how much. There's quite a fair number of variants. Yeah, dual joysticks. Yeah, like HOSAS. It's funny you mention track IR, because I don't know. I need to ask someone at Keen, but I think I could share this because it was like super long ago now. But I found a track IR we used to have in the old Keen office. We're literally talking like 6 years ago now. I actually found a track IR kit in like one of the storage rooms, and I forgot if I asked about it. So it was either just like, you know, for trying out in some other games, or maybe it was somehow supported, or I don't know, honestly. But I know that Keen still owns a track IR. So I'm not sure if it was just someone who was like experimenting. But it's another one of those things that I think if we did like a kind of space sim update where we added joystick support, better joystick support, and track IR support, and even eye tracking support, this like Tobii eye tracking. There can be a bunch of things with that. I feel like it could even be, you know, if we did it, you can almost have a load of features of it, right? Yeah, I'm having some issues here with my internet. You'll notice the music's cutting out a bit here, and maybe a bit of rubber banding. So I don't know what's going on. And then you go to VR headsets as well. And on the subject of VR, it's the same message we've always said, I think. we love VR at Keen. We have experimented with VR a lot. Marek loves VR. He had the Quest 1, then the Quest 2. So I'm gonna. This is not like an official statement. This is just a personal feeling or a gut feeling. I do think that there will be VR support at some point in the future of Keen. That's quite a vague statement, I know, but like I just know that we do. A lot of us that we do like believe in the technology as an immersive experience, and we would like to see it in our games, right? But it's always been one of those things. It's always been about. I told this is just the generic. This you can use this argument for about anything. It's always been about the resources that we have and what we should do with those resources. So we could have someone working on VR, and it would be such a cool feature, and maybe it would bring in new players who want to try a new game in VR or whatever. The main thing is, I don't know what percentage of our player base have VR headsets. Like, it probably would have been like 1% or less a couple years back. But I feel like now, maybe 5%, 5 to 10% is what I'd estimate. Maybe more, but I feel like 5 to 10% is pretty safe. So let's just assume it's 5 to 10%. It's definitely not a massive number. It's always like we can work on making a feature that will benefit 5% of the player base, or we can work on a feature that will, benefit 100% or even 90%. And that's not to say that we'll never do it, And there are features that we've done in the past that are maybe for a smaller subset of players, but it's always about when it comes to having resources available and allotting time to those those tasks. It doesn't always come. I'm gonna go with this when we need it or something. I don't know. But community VR is a thing now. Like, there's a lot of VR support in the community. Hey, Blue Drake, what's going on? Sup? So there's actually a VR plugin for SE now, and I know there's been like 2 or 3 attempts at VR in Space Engineers, and I think there is one that's really is being developed right now. So if you are interested, have a little look about and try it out. But for sure, having HOTAS support with VR as well, and you were just in your ship and you're controlling it and you're looking around. Like I know I've played Elite and stuff in VR, and if you're flying in a ship, it is super cool and immersive to be in VR. The question comes then, if you once you are walking around, like how would that VR look, right? And all the VR games, you have the kind of move to walk, you have the kind of teleporting and stuff. So if it was in SC in like a deeper way, you'd have to overcome a lot of the kind of design challenges for a game like SC potentially. But even just having it, I think as the mod you can do, even just having it in a cockpit when you're looking around can be really cool. How many players in the server? We got 29 players in the server right now. It's performing okay. I think we had a bit of cleanup here, but it gets pretty chaotic pretty quick when you have so many people pacing in stuff so quickly. This is very nice. It's just kind of been the centerpiece here. Is this yours, WS? This ship here? Is it like a solar sail almost? It looks like the solar are they fold out? Are they just angled? Hold on. Can't tell actually. Oh, hold on a minute. Well, that's trippy. Doesn't look like they're even attached. Wait a sec. Oh, there they are. There's a hinge there at the end. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of like a solar sail or something. That's really nice. I just want that roguelike survival mode. Oh man. Again, survival mode in general needs some love. I would 100% admit that. Oh, we got a treadmill in here. VR's great until you get attacked by a swarm of giant spiders. Yeah. the thing is, it's a niche, but it's still growing. The fact is, I don't know. Is there some? Let me search here. VR users per year graph. I'm just curious. Is there some graph showing like? Okay, this is pretty good here actually. This is pretty damn good. 22. This is up to 2020. Do you have any later ones? This is actually really good. Okay, let me bring this up here. I'm not sure if this is the latest one, but this is pretty telling, I think, guys. If I just do this. You know, I think if 50% of people own VR headsets now, I feel like maybe even 30%. I feel like VR in SE could be a thing already. You know, it would be that large a number of our player base. It would be really, easy to justify, I think. Okay. It's a bit off topic here, but this is a long conversation about VR. But still, come in here and then bring this up. Look at this. Right? Monthly connected headsets on Steam. It's not an exact thing. Who knows how many are sold and stuff per month. But in general, you look at like 2016, and we were playing with VR back then. We were literally playing in the office, even in maybe not 2015. Yeah, possibly 2015. Even at the end of 2015, we had the Valve. We had on the Oculus. Like it would have been. We had the Oculus dev kit, even in 2015. This is mad, actually, really, right? So it from 2016 to, let's say, May. Yeah, to about like. It's all very rough here. It literally went to like 1 million in the space of like 3 years. And then 1 year later, it was at 2 million. Another year later, it was almost at 3 million. So this is this exponential trend, right, line as well. So, and maybe it will come down a bit. Who knows where it's going? But in general, the uptake, VR headsets, again, they're becoming more affordable, higher quality. So of course, you can get one cheaper now, but the quality's not as good, and the higher end have much better quality, and it's just this trickle down effect, right? And then, you know, in 5 years' time, the best headsets now will be much cheaper, and so on. So I think this is definitely clear that VR is not going away. You know, it obviously was attempted at in the past a couple times to become this big tech thing, and it wasn't really there because the hardware wasn't there to support it. And it's got to the point now where there's enough of a following in VR. It's still not very many, if you could consider how many gamers there are in the world, right? So it's still a small percentage of gamers, but I think you can tell that it's for sure here to stay. And I'm sure, you know, for a while the kind of the uptrend there will continue. Anyway, just a bit of off topic there, but just an interesting thing that I am a believer in VR. Not everyone's into it. That's fine. You don't have to. Some people really don't like it at all. But I've had some great experiences in it. And in the right game, and the hardware works well, it can be really immersive. And I for sure have, even though it's like still, even when I was using the HTC Vive or whatever, you know, you can still see the pixels or whatever. But you get to this point where you somehow forget about it. Like I've been for sure, I was in VR chat, you know, and it just, I don't know, some trippy thing. I did somehow like forget about the outside world. Yeah. Look at all these ships here and vehicles. So we'll just kind of come back to the Q&A a little bit here. You guys can continue. You guys can continue to showcase here in the background. I'll just come in. So I don't have that much time tonight because I say I've got to have a flight early tomorrow morning, and I've got to still pack. Let's have a look. Questions. I'll scroll up a bit. Will we ever get a base? What was that? Listen to this track. That's no, it's not that bad. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, Whip, I came out of it, right? Like, it's fine, but you want to be immersed when you're in it. I just want to say, I forgot at the outset. Well, like, what I'm trying to say is that I was like locked in, and I didn't feel like I was just like messing around with some like tech demo or whatever, right? That's what I'm just trying to say. There's plenty of people who play VR and they're not like addicted to it. They play a bit for a couple of hours and they go outside. So you don't have to be completely cut off. I know I love going outside. You know, I love traveling and seeing the world. Can't all be virtual. Well, compound blocks. So it's kind of one of those bigger areas of SE you buys on, and it's like mainly I'd say it's not something that we're planning on at the moment, because to do it right, it would involve a massive rewrite, and like we'd have to completely redo a lot of the code to port it. And of course, with that would bring a huge amount of instability, because it would affect so many blocks and features. It's not to say it will never happen, but I'm just trying to like be realistic in the sense that it's such a fundamental part of the game's core, right? It would be really hard to implement. It would be a lot of resources and a lot of time, and even more time to get it where it was mostly bug free. But for sure, it is the dream. It will completely revolutionize how you build in Space Engineers. So I am a believer in this compound blocks, but it's just one of those things that would be a massive undertaking to achieve. And there's a lot more things we can add to the game. You could say lower hanging fruits, right, which don't require as much resources and are almost like a safer bet, but will provide a lot more new experiences and cooler gameplay and so on, if you see what I mean. I'll be patient. Good. I wouldn't worry, Elite, because I would. Next time I'll post it earlier. We will be wrapping up here pretty soon, I think. It was just a short. Oh. Graphics device has crashed. Your card is probably overheated or driver is malfunctioning. Wow. Okay. So that incredible. It's not the best thing to read. Your graphics card is like died. You guys overwhelm me there. Okay. I'm sorry, Cross. Look, the good news is whenever we do one of these streams, we tend to always have a showcase segment, so there's always more opportunities. Best would be to join sooner, because I think I'm going to ask Climb to start capping it a little bit, because it gets a little bit crazy in there with so many people. All like, if everyone was in there and we were just pasting a couple of things in and checking out together, it'd be fine. But when you have like so many people all pasting stuff in, it just gets out of hand super quick. Is this the part we tease? Yeah, sure, Enra. Let's tease the community with some new mods. I'm sorry, Cross. I was late today. That was why. Yeah, my fault. It was very nice, Alice. It was a very nice miner. Super nice. Your Queen Alice. Super. Why not disable workshops warning for non-admins? Well, we'd have to. Yeah, I mean, we could disable that and only have admins pay some stuff in. But the point is to show, is to let people pay stuff in. It's just trying to control the rate at which people's stuff gets pasted in, right? Okay, I'm getting a DM. Someone's sliding into my DMs. Let's have a little slide. Okay, almost there. Boom. Ba-da-dum. Ba-dum-dum-dum. Da-ba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Yeah, this will wrap us up, I think, probably. Whoa, what the heck is this? How do I even showcase this? Okay, this is pretty pog right now. Let me get this up. I haven't even clicked on the animated version yet. Yep, that's one. That's two. Where's the other one gone? That's image 3. And finally, no way. Okay, that's good. And then the video. Can I play this? Download it. Download. Moment of truth. Please, you enjoyed today's stream, Rogue. I am sorry it's not so long. It's not going to be so long. We normally have more time for hanging out. Next week, I'll make sure we do a longer stream, okay? Right. So, we're going to start off with the pictures. I wish I had this in a better window to... Oh, I guess I could I don't know. I'll do it one at a time, it's alright. What do you think of this? So, looks like some kind of fabric cloth cover. Now, you think, okay, this can be static, right? Tarps, yeah, tarp mod. That's the first picture we got. And if tarp doesn't do the job for you, how about cargo nets? Yeah, look at those. And if we want to see some of those in action, there you go. That's how it looks. Very nice. But, okay, and then also said, also sails. Also fully skinnable as well. Like you can skin your tarps. But I think the best thing might be till last here. Where did that video go? Okay, give me a second. This PC is being slow. Sails, yes. Camo nets, where? Oh, where did I put it? Here, I think. Oh no, where did that video go? Where did I put it? This one? Oh, there it is. This is very much a teaser here. Animated tops. There you go. Animated tarps coming to a store near you. Awesome. So, yeah, this is something that Enenra has been working on. And as always, we're probably due at some point an Enenra mod showcase. So it's using the same technique that makes leaves and grass smooth. So you know in Space Engineers you get the grass swaying and the trees moving a bit. So it's using that same technique for this tarp. So that's pretty cool actually. Pretty genius way of using that. So keep an eye on that. Hitting the workshop at some point. Have you got any ETA for us yet, Enenra? Yeah, Roland, I was getting to it. I was getting to the flapping. Would there be something like community project showcase? Yeah, I mean that's what we've done in the past. We just need to organize it and time it with the modders or something. But yeah, we've done it before, Cross. I'm down for doing it. So no ETA yet, but he might stream making more models for it over the weekend. So what's your channel? I can link on your Twitch channel, Enenra. You can drop your link in the chat and I'll share it on YouTube as well. If you want to check out Enenra, modder of SE, doing some cool stuff at the weekend. Keep up to date with all that stuff. Okay, great. You don't think you can post links? Hold on. I'll get you. I got you. There you go. So if you go want to check out Enenra, there's his Twitch channel. And that will wrap us up for tonight, guys. So only a short one, but we'll be back more next week. We're going to launch that competition. I'm going to post that blueprint. We'll do more Q&A. Maybe we can do, if I can find someone, maybe we can do a showcase, a modder interview or something next week. So let's finish off the stream with, who do we have in the chat today? Let's do some final shout outs here. Stay tuned, John Dawson. Stay tuned. I think you'll be pleased. Crimson Cool, Kevin, Alexander, Captain Jack, Lieps, Green Bean, Whip, Fidrox, Blade, Moors, Alice, Kananyasi, Rumi, Rezarian, Ubzon. I'm terrible with these names, I'm sorry. Andrew, Heiko, Major Tom, Amando, Grave, Tyler. And then in Twitch, we've got Enenra, Old Grumpy, Random, Elfie, Old Grumpy, Sierra, Ribster, Condor, WS, Vinny, Dunn, Boldenik, Arday, Seafrog, Zankar, Cap, Evenstar, Marissimo, Conran, Foolan, Old Grumpy, Polfo, Watch Your Six, Richard, Gadwin, Darkstar, Tyler, Dat, Rogue, Titterote, Tyler, Gravespawn, Rhodey, ACP, awesome. Arkaville, great. Brian Etta, did I miss you? I'm sorry. If I missed some names, I apologize. I'm trying to get everyone. So yeah, back next week. Have a great weekend, guys. If I know we'll definitely, I know I saw there was lots of questions I didn't respond to. It's always impossible to get all the questions done, but keep those questions with you. I'm always down to answer questions when I can. So, yeah, enjoy your weekend, guys. And if in doubt,
Jump drive out.